Okay, so spoiler talk time. I just uploaded the Us movie review, so if you haven't seen that yet, please check that out. Because in this video, I'm going to talk about some major spoilers, some thoughts, the twist, and some things before that. So the major plot twist at the end. Wow. I believe Adelaide was the mum and Red was the killer with the scissors. But basically, we found out at the end that Red was actually the real version of her, and Adelaide was the clone. Which is so weird considering a lot of things that happen in this movie. I kind of want to watch the movie again, but this time, since I already know what happens, I want to look at the movie from the clone's perspective. It kind of makes sense if you think about it, because the killer's voice was very dry and raspy, and later on in the movie we see her clone strangle her and I guess crush her voice box. Then she dragged her into the tunnels and took her place. That's so crazy. It's one of those scenarios where the enemy was with us the whole entire time. But then again, are they actually enemies? I mean, who the hell are they? Why did Red, the real girl, turn on everyone in the real world? And how come the clones can feel and act depending on how the real person feels and acts, and vice versa? And why scissors? Why scissors? Why nothing else? There's a lot of questions running through my head right now, and I'm hoping that after the second viewing and some research online, some of it will make sense. At the end, when she was in the car slightly smiling, that kind of reminded me to the end of Cure for Wellness, that she was not who we thought she was throughout this movie. A lot of things don't quite make sense after the first viewing. That's the main reason why I want to watch it again. Towards the beginning, where the mum was handcuffed to the table and had her face head down onto the table glass, and the killer was lowering the scissors, the table glass started to crack, almost as if her reflection was real. That's some real mindfuck shit right there. And when the dad was wrestling with his clone on the boat, he either headbutted him from behind or bashed his head onto the motor, which allowed the clone to feel his pain. Yeah, I don't know. That scene went way too quick, so I didn't really see what exactly happened. And when we saw that the rich family had clones too, I was like, what? For a split second, I thought that the first clones changed forms or something. I didn't expect there to be more clones, or doppelgangers, if you want to call it that. I could easily see there being a sequel to this movie, explaining what this cult is, if you even want to call it that. I mean, where did these clones come from? Was it government work? Or something? I don't know. Maybe even a prequel kind of elaborating on Red's past, and how she formed this idea of taking over the world with everyone down in the tunnels. With any movie out there, I'm sure we would see a sequel or a prequel. But this isn't just any movie. It's Jordan Peele's movie. So I'm fully certain that there won't be a sequel. And I can't say that I'm disappointed. It allows much for the imagination. And that is what's so awesome about these type of movies. Those quotes at the start of the movie about the tunnels and such were also really interesting. More so after I finished watching the movie. I like it when a movie starts out with something like that because it sets the tone for the movie. Especially in this one because I didn't know what to expect at all. Those quotes, along with the eerie background music, really added to the creepy atmosphere of this movie. And the final act of this movie kind of reminded me to the zombie apocalypse. I mean, it is honestly an apocalypse. You see various bodies littered across the roads. The last scene we saw with the clones all holding hands was interesting, but I wish we learnt more about that. It just seems quite odd because they didn't elaborate on why there were clones in the first place. So I wasn't fully satisfied with the ending, but I did really like the twist though. But anyway, that's my spoiler talk for Us. I rated this movie an A-. If you didn't check out my previous video, please leave a comment about your thoughts below. Like the video if you liked it, and drop a sub to help the channel. Until next time.